Hey everyone, Rick here, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing WizKids WarLock Tiles Dungeon Tiles 1. I don't know about you, but I am 100% thrilled because I've been waiting for these tiles for months. Oh my gosh. Let's zoom out just a touch here so we can get the full experience of the box. Now, having picked up so many of these, while it is super handy that these have a travel handle, and you'll soon see from the insert that these are packed so well you can easily repack it and carry it around from your game room to the game shop. But having just so many of these, I'm probably going to be picking up some plastic tubs for a little more efficient storage just based on quantity. So here we have the back of the box, which is just going to give you your standard details of exactly what's included in the set, which is a ton of, as you would expect from Dungeon Tiles 1. The object here is going to be pieces that you can use to create various dungeons, but it doesn't have to be dungeons. You can do, stone-walled buildings as well. But I love the pictures on the back, kind of gives you a hint of what you can build. Let me tell you, you can build something much bigger than any of these with one single set, because yes, as soon as we get done unboxing this, we are absolutely going to be building as well to give you, because I mean, what would be the point just showing you what's in here without actually also showing you what you can do with it? Plus, I mean, as much as this video is for other people to take a peek, it's also for me, because I can't wait to get my hands on these things. So there's a slip cover that slides right off. That's where all the information was. That's something else that, I don't know, even if I did leave the tiles in this box, I probably would still get rid of that slip cover just because the box itself is fine. You'll notice here is a little, just opens just like that, and oh my gosh. Let's zoom in and take a peek at the goods. Okay, whoops. All right, here we go. This is what the wait has been for. I'm just going to go freehand here a little bit. Hopefully I'm not too shaky. All right, because the excitement is flowing through my veins right now. Here we go. Pre-painted dungeon terrain. I'm talking, especially in this pack, is going to be dungeon pieces. So you're going to have a lot of stone walls and doors. The floors, while there obviously are the stone floors, on the reverse are wood. And that's no matter if we look at the town and village set, those wooden floors there are also reversible to stone, which is just fantastic. And you'll see when we do a build how just having two-tone floors, it just really makes things pop. So what do you have in here? In fact, I should have kept this inventory list next to me. All right, so we're talking floors, we're talking walls, and there's stuff underneath of here. So let's take some of this out of here, because we have all of these dungeon stone walls, and then we have two of these really long double-sided floors. So the floors themselves are 2 by 2, 2 inch by 2 inch, and you can see the grid in there for the 1 inch grid, and that's on both. It's actually really nice on the wood floor how the grid is really subtle, but you can still see it there, which is fantastic for moving your figures around. And then obviously they know you're probably going to have some larger open areas and passageways, hallways, rooms, especially like this. So like here, you just have a 4 by 4. And these are both double-sided as well. So that way you don't have to clip together a bunch of floors. You can have some lengthened floors to pop down. So that's fantastic. You get 2 of those. How many of these walls do you get? Now, these are called the exterior walls because they're thicker. And then there's going to be interior walls as well. But these exterior walls, there looks like there's 18 of them. And there's 16 of the interior walls, which are these. And the importance with the interior walls are when you actually go to put some tiles together and you use the clips to clip them together permanently, these interior walls will slip right in between there. So it doesn't affect the grid at all. So you can still get the full squares on both sides of the wall. Whereas with, you know, a typical dungeon piece, you're going to mess up the grid if it was something like this. And then you wanted to keep building around it. You see how it kind of affects the grid and kind of gets you off sides. So they have these thin walls, which is nice. They also have thin doors as well, which we'll take a look at in a second. So they have all of these floors, which are what? Looks like 26 of these floor tiles. All those walls, 2 of those really long floors. You have, what, 5 of these exterior corners. So the tiles will go on the interior of these exterior corners, and below those are the interior corners where the tiles will go around those. And when I show you the build, oh my gosh, you will see how important both of those end up being. And then the doors, which are just, number one, they're gorgeous, but number two, they're functional. They're one-way functional, so it doesn't go in the other way, but it does go out one way, and it goes completely out just like that. And I love the functioning doors because that way you can tell that if a door's open or not. Because with the interior doors, which we'll take a look at in a second. Where even are those? I think they're down here somewhere. They do not have the ability to open or close. Yeah, here they are. So here's another exterior wall example. This is an exterior double door. So there's a couple things here. So as you can see, it doesn't matter if you do a single, which I got this one off the hinge somehow. Okay, there we go. Doesn't matter if it's a single or a double, they're both 2 inches wide. And that's kind of interesting. So there's no functional difference here. It's just the style of the door. Do you want a single door or a double door? Otherwise, they're both the same width. For now, anyway. And then you get into, so you get what, 4 of each of those. 4 double doors, 4 single doors. And then this is a little bit of a pain point for me with this particular set. So full disclosure, I paid, you know, money out of my own pocket to pick these up. So it's not like this is a paid review or a paid preview or anything. So yes, obviously there's going to be some bias just because I bought this myself. But at the very least, I feel no guilt in pointing out cons. Where these single doors, and I mean, if you go out and purchase the door pack, this will probably be remedied. But just in the kit itself, you only get 2 of these interior doors, and that is just so few, I feel like. But I mean, for the value for money is absolutely here, just with the absolute bulk amount of stuff that you get. So then you get a ton of these interior walls, like we said, 16 of those, and clips. This is where the heart of the system comes into play. These are their Warlock clips, which, you know, handy right in the logo. There's the shape of the clip. This is the clip that'll clip these tiles together, and very securely, I might add. You also get a pack of these adapter clips because they are compatible with Open Lock and Dragon Lock. So if you're a 3D printer and have any of those systems, you can use these compatible clips to clip these tiles to your 3D printed tiles. And then these pieces here actually clip into the edge of a floor tile, so you can close off these holes should for some reason one of these pieces is exposed. And then where are these other amazing pieces? These little pillars plug into either the side of doors or the side of walls to give you a nice clean corner. And we're going to show examples of all of that right now, as a matter of fact. Okay, so let's start putting some stuff together. You also get this little insert, which is handy because it tells you how to actually clip this stuff together. So you clip them, you stick a clip in there till you hear a click, and the tile will be flush against one another if you did it correctly. And as you can see, there's an example of where the pillar would go into place there to make that corner just a nice looking corner. And then on the back, there's just some advertisements for some of their extra bonus sets. All right, but now let's go ahead and start clipping some stuff together. I will say this, I recommend gloves. Otherwise, you're going to end up with fingers like this. Oh my gosh, because these clips are tough. And the thing I learned early on is you cannot be, don't be gentle. First, you take a clip. You always want to go into the middle of the tile, and that's important, and I'll show you why in a second. So press straight in first, then rock it to one side and rock it back to the other side. That way, if you try to jam this thing straight in both times, you're going to have a bad time. Clip it in once, rock it to one side, rock it back to the other side to get it in there. And then you want to kind of do something similar when you clip the next tile in there. Go straight first, you hear a click. Then even though there's not enough room to fully rock it, you still kind of want to rock it back and forth to get it in there. And then that just makes it a little bit easier. But as you can see, oh my gosh, if you start clipping several sets of these together, oh my gosh, your finger really feels it. I put on a pair of gloves for a little bit, but even that got kind of annoying. So then I would just kind of hold the glove in my hand while I was rocking clips back and forth. But anyways, the reason that you want to use that clip in the center like that is because that's where these interior walls, you see these metal points will slip right in between the tile. And so that clip is right in between those metal tabs, and it holds that wall in place so nicely. And again, that interior wall means you have full access on both sides of the wall, full squares. And as you can see, there's even kind of a space where the wall detailing ends. That way your miniature's base, if it needs the full inch, can get right up against the wall there. So that's fantastic. And then the corners are going to come into play. Well, let's start building something else. Let's take this out of here and start just clipping things together, because this is the heart and soul of the system. And the fact that, okay, so again, straight in, down to one side, back up to the other side, and then here we go. We're going to clip this into play. Straight across, kind of rock it back and forth to get it in there. Boom. And then, so now you get in a situation where, okay, well, now what am I going to do? Am I going to put a clip on both sides of this? Should we put one here as well? Well, no, not necessarily. You really don't need to. I'm just going to clip it here on one side, and then boom, now I have this four-way. And you notice, now you surround this with walls, you got a room you can just drop in. So let's go ahead and put some walls on here. And again, you get a ton of clips. How many of these clips do you get? You get 90 clips. Okay, so now, well, and so here we go. What should we do? I'm actually going to put the clip into the wall piece. So again, there's 3 sections there, and you could put a clip in all 3 of those. Oh my gosh, I would not recommend that. I don't even think they intend for you to do that. Just one clip right in the middle is all you need. Rock it up, rock it back, and you can see how it just digs into your flesh. I mean, no pain, no gain, right? And then, but the point is, these are apparently made of like nylon or something. So these are like virtually indestructible. And that gives them so much strength. So when you're holding a big layout like this and the clip is kind of bending like that, these, at least as far as I've seen so far, they do not come apart easily by accident. Yeah, if you want to take it apart, you can do that, and that's not a big deal. If you want to take the clip out, kind of do it in reverse order, kind of rock it to one side and just pull it out, so that's not bad. I've seen some people in other videos do like a pliers thing, which I guess you could. It'd actually be kind of neat if somehow they came out with a tool that you could use to make pulling them out easier or putting them in easier. Okay, but then if I already have floors put together, I'll typically take a wall like this. I say typically as if I've been doing this forever, and I literally just got these today. But then I put a clip in the wall so that the wall piece goes in like that, clips once, and then again kind of rock it to get it in there. Oh, beautiful. Now, there are a couple ways you can do this. We just put a wall in here, but you could absolutely put a corner in here as well. So an exterior corner, boom, just like that. But the cool thing is, if you run out of these exterior corners, that's no big deal, because look, you pop in another wall on the other side of this corner floor, and then you have a corner, and then here is right where you put one of these. Boom, right in there, just like that. And then that essentially is a corner piece, just made up of 3 other pieces. But that's nice to do like that. What's another little technique? Because let's say we wanted to put a door in here. We can put a door in there. Similar situation. And so as you can see, this goes together really well. And not obviously things that without clips are going to go together faster than things with clips, but now that you have this here, you can slide this all around the table. Oh, you need a better angle? Here, go over here. The other thing is, let me grab a figure, because the point with these is the walls are not full-size walls. As you can see the figure over that wall. These are, what do they call them, like half-height walls. So eventually, I think later this year, they're actually coming out with full height walls, which I assume are going to be about the size of the top of one of these door pieces. But the half height walls are nice, because if I'm on this side of the table, then that's no problem, because I can still see where that figure is for the most part. Now obviously it would be down here, so I'd even have a better vantage point. But so anyway, here's a little door we put in here. I really want to show you the importance of these interior walls. So, because I ran into a situation earlier where I was like, dang, I really needed an interior wall for some reason. Whoops, I'm knocking things over. But anyways, so as you can see, an interior wall would kind of pop in here, and that would give you the ability to expand from a narrower room out to a wider room. And then you can pop in. Let's say we wanted to divide this room up a little bit, put one of these interior walls in here, or interior doors. Again, there's only 2 interior doors. Honestly, that's my only con, is that there's such a lack of interior doors. There's actually more than enough interior walls. All right, so this is what you get in the pack. Now it's time to show you what you can build. Oh my gosh, just wait till you see this. Okay, and we're sliding this in. Let's zoom out. On basically a single piece. Yes. Here you go, folks. This is a dungeon that I put together with just one set. One single Dungeon Tiles, one set. Here you go. So what's the deal here? Now let me just shut some of these doors. You basically start here. This is like a little keep. Or a little castle. Come on in, the front double doors. You have kind of a little entrance area here, probably a table and a chair with a guard sitting there. Come through one of these interior walls into this kind of L-shaped area here. Maybe there's some storage over here. Come through this path here into, oh, that's right, a kitchen. I just absolutely love that. Single open door here. Here's a great hall where I see several tables and chairs and people eating and merriment and whatnot. Through this door is the throne room. This was the only single floor piece I had left. And this is where I use some of those end cap pieces. Now in the town and village set, there's going to be wooden end capped pieces, but in the dungeon set there are stone, so you could do it either way. But actually there is a top and a bottom to the end caps, which I wasn't even aware of. So as you can see, the top of this end cap piece still has detailing across it, whereas if you look on the other side, you can see it's just flat. So there is a top and a bottom to those, so I put them like that, kind of like the throne would be kind of sitting up higher. Doesn't that just look nice? And then you would enter in through these double doors here into the king or the lord's chamber, and maybe he has a little exit door of his own, maybe out to a balcony or a courtyard or a garden or something like that. So yeah, throne, so a king's bedchamber, throne room, great hall, kitchen, just a winding passageway, maybe some storage, kind of an entrance hall. Folks, that is one set. Look at the floor space you get with a single one of these sets. It's absolutely insane. I know this video is running longer than I was hoping, but I still have more to tell you and show you. Here are the leftover pieces. There were two of each of the exterior doors. There were still just a ton of these interior walls. And then, of course, clips and end caps. But everything else was used in this build. So I think this is a darn good representation of the size of something you can build. Of course, some of these walls are kind of popped up because I flew this entire thing in. I had this entire thing sitting on the top of this case, sitting on a chair, and I just slid the entire thing on the table. Can you even believe that? I mean, you could kind of try to pick it up. The only thing that is not attached is this single room. So I just had this sitting in here, but maybe you don't know what's over there. So you kind of maybe could build these in sections. Build this part, and then when they go through that door, fly in, clock that right in there. Oh, how nice does that look? Originally, when I built this, and look at this. Okay, so, oh, Joe, you can't see that other side very well here. Let me just rotate the entire dungeon around effortlessly. That's absolutely insane. But here it is from another angle. Oh, just absolutely gorgeous. But okay, so some of the things that I wanted to bring up, I actually had this in multiple separate sections at first, and then thought, you know what, why not just clip them together? So some of these sections are actually clipped to other sections just by a single clip. That's all it is, just to keep them together so I can move the entire thing like that. That's just fantastic. Okay, so here's some little building techniques here. So for example, if originally this square room here, I had one exterior wall here, but if I would have wanted an exterior wall there as well, they would kind of hit up against one another. So that's where this exterior wall, God, what the hell do you call it? Oh, inside corner. This inside corner wall was perfect to go there with a couple of end caps on either side. So where there's a will, there's a way. Obviously, with this being their first release, there are just, limitations to the design. Obviously, there's no curved walls, and there's some other advanced pieces that you may want, which I'm sure they're going to come out with. In fact, I think they are single wide floors. So instead of these 2-inch wides, they'll just have a single one. And when I was building this, I actually found a couple places where I was hoping that I had a single wide floors and stuff. So I can't wait for the more advanced builder style pieces to come out with. But I mean, who in the world is going to scoff at this? Look at this. This looks absolutely gorgeous. This is what you can build with one full set and still have pieces left over. I could subdivide this up further if I wanted to, sticking walls in there, maybe, another one over here if I wanted to. So I could subdivide this up any way that I wanted to, but I just like it like this. And then this is a nice big great hall. Maybe something we can stick some tables and chairs and stuff in with one of those advanced builder sets. So folks, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely thrilled. Again, this was Dungeon Tiles 1 from the Warlock Tile system from WizKids. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. We're unboxing all of these. Get ready. It's going to be a wild ride. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time.